Oh, welcome to day 23 of the 30-day Men Arise challenge. Thank you for joining us and thank you for your understanding for this day 23. It was a bit dramatic. We couldn't go live when we were scheduled to for certain reasons beyond control, beyond maneuver, but yes, we are here before bedtime, West African time, and kind of like middle of the afternoon, uh, Eastern time. If you can join, we appreciate it. If you catch a replay, thank you so much when you're seeing this. Thank you for the understanding. We will go on and be consistent to the end, and get the reward of the exercise. Today is very it's trickishly silent, but it's key. It's trickishly silent, but it's key. And it points out something that is very, very common among men. I think largely because as men, we can be egotistic. But I heard from one of my mentors. He said something like there are different levels of ignorance. Ignorance. Different levels of ignorance, and sometimes you do not know, but you do not know that you do not know. So that's worse. I mean, and the one that is even worse than it is you do not know, but you don't care. You don't care. Oftentimes they say what you don't know cannot kill you, but we know that that is completely wrong because a lot of people have died from things that they did not know just because they did not know about it, and they fell for the trap or fell into the wrong side of it, not having wisdom about it. So this one is something that I believe that most men know. At least they have an inkling of it, but just because of either we're trying to prove a point or we're too egotistic or we're competitive, largely, you're right. We miss out on this. And I'm hoping that God can open the eyes of men to this today for us to be able to know what directions to face going forward, right? So let's go into the day. Arise, deploy resources. Resources that I'm talking about here is not petroleum resources, is not crude oil, is not I don't know, whatever resources you think of, water resources, food resources. No, no, no. I'm not talking about all those things. I'm not talking about utensils. I'm not talking about machineries. That's not what we're led to talk about today. What we're led to talk about today is human resources. Human beings are largely the most priceless. If there's anything like most priceless, the richest resources that God has blessed the earth with. Look at it. Look at the way it has been since back then. The kind of footwear they wear, the kind of clothing, the kind of things that they could afford, the kind of extremities that they could bear, and stuff like that. The kind of cars or moving object or moving mechanism that they were deploying or using. You find out that over time, because human beings have been here, human beings are thinkers, human beings can push, human beings can innovate. We'll find out that we now have all sorts of innovations, all sorts of improvement, huge amount of evolution. I was watching a video on how Mercedes-Benz had moved from the 18th, I think the 1800s or 1700s, how they moved on until now, the models that they've created, how it started and all that. I mean, just imagine that there was a time when people used to move by using horses tied to a box. Just imagine that, and then compare that to the Bugattis, the Ferraris, and for car lovers, right? I know you can mention about tens more of these cars, right? Now, we have moved. There's been a movement. That's because human beings are there, right? You look at how we've evolved with usage of energy, you know, moved from trying to strike fire and get fire in the jungle, and then moved to a lot of things now. Right now, we're even talking about green energy, and now you can be free of crude oil usage and gas and stuff like that. Basically, what I am saying is that the best resources that God has blessed the earth with is human resources, the blessings of man, the gift of man, the gift of people. That's what God has blessed it with. If you have people in your life, you have one of the best resources that God has blessed the world with. What are you doing with the resources? And I'll go further. Let's read our text in the book of Joshua, chapter 8, verse 1. Joshua chapter 8, verse 1 um, is a very silent part of the Bible for most people. Joshua 1 8 would have been the one that is very familiar with. But let's read 8, verse 1. It says, "And the Lord said unto Joshua, Fear not, fear not. Tell yourself, fear not. Tell yourself, fear not. Samuel, fear not. David, fear not. Timmy, fear not. Fear not, fear not. Sajat, fear not. Suraj, fear not. Kodris, fear not. Fear not. Just tell yourself that fear not. God said, Fear not, neither be thou dismayed." Don't be confused. Don't be frustrated. Don't be helpless. Don't be dismayed. He said, Take all the people of war with thee. Take all the people of war with thee. Arise, go up to Ai. Yeah, this is not ChatGPT. AI is in place. I'm joking. It says, See, I have given into thy hand the king of Ai and his people and his city and his land. God showed me this text very, very many years ago. The declaration he guided me to do it, and it's awesome. He said, I have given you. So oftentimes when we're dealing with God in the ways that God has communicated to people, you will wonder because you're saying that you have given it to me. So why don't you say I have to do this and I have to do this? See, just straight and simple for you, right? Just so that you don't have to debate this too much. It's as simple as that. God has something you can get, but they are the people, they are the ways that will get you there. Simple and short. God has the things that you can get there. There you have endless possibilities what you can achieve, endless possibilities what you can achieve in your life. But they are the people, they are the things you need to do and people you need to interact with or honor that will get you to that place. Some of them are gatekeepers, some of them are announcers, some of them are criticizers, some of them are the ones that would despitefully use you just so that you can get to the point where you have disgust, and that disgust can plunge you forward. Basically, God can use human beings. If you read through the Bible, you see God using people for good, and then some people say, "Oh, I want to use them to punish social person so that the social person can be awaited social thing." So God works in ways beyond our own calculations or imagination, right? He said, I am giving into thy hand the king of the air, his people, his city, his land. I've given you everything. Now look at yourself, call your name and say, God has given me everything. God has given me everything. But there are the people that I need to interact with. There are the people that I need to interact with. There are people that I need to speak with. And it applies to me also. It applies to all of us. There are people I need to interact with. Now, if you are going to ask me, if you recall, and you know that we had a part of this 30-day Men Arise challenge where we talked about rebuilding relationship, and that's delved more into fatherhood, mentorship, and all that, right? That's not what this is even referring to. What this is referring to is the fact that just a moment, just one second. Yeah, so sorry about that. Yeah. So back to so sorry. I'm back to what I was saying. So he said, I've given you everything. God has given me everything, but there are the people I need to be humble enough to speak with. There are people I need to be humble enough to interact with. There are people I need to be deliberate enough to interact with. And we'll look at some of those things, right? Now, these people are not necessarily father figure, spiritual leader, and all those things. No, 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 no. Those same people that seem like they're just normal human beings like you have figured out something that you are yet to figure out. Maybe what they figured out is how to manage their time. Maybe what the another one has figured out is how to carry his family along. Maybe what another one has figured out is how to understand his vision in his life. Maybe another one has understood how to master career. Different things that these men have mastered. Some have mastered how to be able to deal with their wife with humility, with joy, with happiness. And they are in your space. But the ego in you is not allowing you to reach out and say, oh boy, how are you doing this? You seem to be getting this very well. How are you doing it? But no, the moment your wife made an attempt to mention the person's name, you're like, nobody can come to my house and come and guide me in my house. Yeah, I'm sure it's not perfect. It actually is not perfect. That young man or that gentleman or that man that you're talking about is not perfect, but the person has perfected something that you need. And that you need that thing in the process of your journey. It too needs you in some respect, actually. I'm not saying it doesn't need you, it does need you. But for you now, speaking to you now, you are the Joshua here right now. God says, fear not, don't be confused, don't be frustrated. Take all the people. Take all the people. Maximize the resources God has blessed you with, the human resources that God has blessed you with. Maximize it, maximize it, maximize it. Ask yourself, who am I supposed to be speaking with? My spiritual father, Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo, once said it that if you are not making it, if you are not doing well, if you are not moving forward in any aspect or area of your life, and there are people that you know in your space that are doing well in that aspect of their life, and you are not spoken with them about it, you are proud. And I completely agree with him. You are proud. Like, what is keeping you? What is keeping you? What is keeping you to the point where you tell yourself, like, "Oh, I'm fine. They should take care of themselves. I'll take care of myself." Who says? Who told you that? Who told you that you should be an island? Nobody can ever be an island. Go into the Bible, search it. Go to people's lives too and search it. You see. I'll give you a few examples from the Bible. Jonathan and David. First, Jonathan helped David to the point where David ran too far from where Jonathan can assist. Then God did what? What did God do? God sent him men. God sent him men right there in the wilderness where he was hiding. God sent him men because God knew this guy can't do this alone. God sent him men. Jesus Christ didn't do it alone. He had all the power. He didn't say, "Oh, I can carry this all alone." He had people around him. People around him that can help logistics, the one that can carry heavy load, the one that can counsel people, the one that can protect, the one that can build tent, the one that can make arrangements to travel. He had people around him and he interacted with them and he asked them for help. Go to the place, let me find out this, let's get this one sorted. They had help. They had help. God even told the first two sons in the Bible, he said, "You are your brother's keeper." Your brother's keeper, like, be on the lookout for them. So that person has been sent into your life to help you to be your keeper in that aspect. But you have overlooked it. You have looked down on it like, oh, this doesn't matter. You need to deploy that resources. You need to deploy that human resources God has blessed you. God has blessed you with some people that know something that you do not know. They have perfected something you have not perfected. They mastered it. They are doing well. They are flying high in some areas or aspect of life in which you have not even found your footing. Ask for help. Swallow your pride and ask for help. Swallow your pride and ask for help. If you look again, it says, "Arise, go up to air. Arise and win after you have arise and win after you have maximized your relationship with these people." I want you to even make it as a point. Let's even do it as an exercise that today you're going to write down the name of at least five. If you can do more than five, fantastic. If you can do 50, beautiful. Write down the name of five people around you and ask yourself, what does this person know that I don't know? Number one. Number two, what has this person mastered and is excellent at that I'm struggling with? Just ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. Of course, if you there's nothing that the person knows or that you can think of, you can even actually call them and say, please, what do you know that I don't know? Help me. I would love to know what you know that I don't know. And see what they will say. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked at the answers you get because a lot of people know things that you do not know. But because you are so full of yourself, you're so egotistic about yourself, you're so into yourself, and you believe that I can do it on my own. I'm a self-made millionaire. You do not reach out to them. I already have some people that I reach out to now in my head, right at the top of my head. There are people that I'm going to reach out to now. And I'll reach out to them. And I know that they might not have my time immediately, but eventually they will share something. Reach out to the men in your life. Let's begin to run life together as brothers and begin to win together as brothers. Let's begin to win together as brothers. What we're going to be dealing with tomorrow is also very similar to this, but it's more in the mission aspect, right? Let's do life together. Let's do life together so that in the near future we can look back for those that are in their 40s, their 30s, in 20 years' time, can look back and like, oh yes, we did great things together. I said I'm going to give secular example also. If you look at most corporations, most big indigenous corporations in Nigeria, in America, in Canada, go and find out. Usually there's some sort of alliance, some sort of coming together, some sort of partnership, some sort of idea sharing, some sort of, oh, you handle the tech part, I'll handle the PR part. All those things were there. All those things were there. So there were alliances. I don't want to mention them, but I know like two or three. There's some sort of coming together and building that kind of thing for years became beautiful. And so people are looking at it and like, oh, so company, oh, so company, oh, so company. You think that they just arrived from the blues, like out of the blues. No, they're not out of the blues. They were carefully constructed by a coming together of brothers. So let's begin to ask for help. Ask for help. If you feel that there's something I've gotten right that you have not gotten right, please ask me. There's no shame. There's no shame in it. There's no shame in it. And if I make you feel less than yourself because you asked, then I'm the wrong person. I'm the wrong person. It doesn't even make what you have done the bad thing. You were the smart one. I was wrong. I'm the wrong person by doing that. So let's reach out, reach out, reach out. Take, take those, take those people of war. Take all the people of war with you. Take them with you on this journey of life, and let's begin to blossom and let's begin to do well. Let's begin to do well in every aspect of our life. This is what today is basing on. And if you look down that text, you see what they said. Of course, they won because at the end of the day, they were able to attack. He guided them and said that some should attack from front, some should attack from the back, some should lay ambush, you understand, stuff like that. So people play different roles in your life. People play these different. So that's the reason why you can't even compare people, right? A technician or an artisan that is working one thing or the other in your house, either your pumps, your cables, your whatever, right? Your furniture. You think that they are not useful. You're a joker. You're a joker. They say, oh, this person is into craft. Oh, you think you don't need their help? You just ask them, what do they know? What do they know that you do not know? And you'll be shocked at what people will share with you. That is what we want everyone to work on today, on day 23 of the 30-day Men Arise Challenge. Please pick up your pen, write down those names, and begin to ask these important questions. And I'm sure that your note will be filled, your heart will be filled, and you are going to be blessed from execution in this light. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us for day 23. Thank you for staying with us despite the fact that we didn't stream in proper time. Tomorrow promises to be another beautiful time, and it's going to be awesome, awesome, awesome. God bless you. Take care of yourself. Share the link, share with family and friends, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.